Hello? Is this thing on? Check. Check 1 2. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Uh, was I late? I've been live for 20 seconds. Oh my goodness. Was I really late? I thought it was pretty close. I thought I was pretty close. I thought I was still within the window. No? I look over and see there's still chat happening. There's chat. The conversations are already happening. Here we go. I'm late. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's see. Is there any they got no I was hoping they'd have like some background music or something. All right, let me get let's see. I want to get this up and ready to go. So share, yeah, live streaming, Nintendo Direct. There we go. We'll share this. Yeah, but then I think if we go like this, it doesn't go crazy. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we just got to keep an eye on it. Do better, right? Do better. Yo, gaming since the 80s. What's going on? Welcome on in, everybody. So good to see you guys. We got about 30 minutes before it's time. I'm actually early. So technically I'm early. Usually when there's a direct, I'm like, oh, hey, the direct starts at 10 Eastern. 9:58. Let me make a thumbnail real quick. So like I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here in 2025. New leaf. Hey, we getting any Animal Crossing today? What do you guys think? What's everybody's biggest hope? What do you guys think we're gonna see this time around? They're saying games for 2025, which I mean I think that's what we kind of expected. But also, should I put a hat on? Is my hair is a little crazy today. I think there's a little bed head going on over here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. DS games, new Animal Crossing. Ooh, that would be so exciting. So very exciting. New F-Zero announcement. Okay. All right. I'm here for it. F-Zero would be a great way to send off the Switch. I feel like this line of hair right here, like I'm kind of looking like Rufio from Hook a little bit. Just put the whole hood on. Dan Little says Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. Do you think we're going to get both? Do you think there's a chance we get both? And Galaxy 2? Yo. Better yet, audio only. What's up, Better yet, audio only. Amazing. Amazing. Guys, make sure to hit that like button. That definitely helps. Make sure to hit that like button. You just renewed your Switch Online, so hopefully some NSO stuff. Okay, there we go. Well, the countdown has begun, you guys. We're 25 minutes away. 25 minutes away. I keep hearing, you guys can't hear it, but I keep getting follows on Twitch. I'm not even live over there. It's kind of interesting. Just keep hearing the now you're playing with power. Now, I think overall, I think there's going to be a little something for everybody this direct. I think there's going to be something new that's going to really shock everybody. That's what I'm honestly hoping. Like I love the idea of all the different remakes and remasters and stuff like that. Like that's fine, but I would really love to see at least one thing that's going to be brand new. I know we're going to be getting new stuff when Switch 2 comes out, but I think for this direct, it would be cool to see at least one or two things that were new, like completely new. So I love seeing that, like, you know, F-Zero, that's such a great like throwback. So ooh, you got the you got the expansion pack, Becca. There you go. You get some 64 games. Love that. That's awesome. Very, very cool. CC, hello. Good morning or afternoon, I guess, probably for you. Okay. Ooh, it's gonna be an exciting day. I can't believe in 1 week, you guys, we find out about Switch 2. Like, it's I feel like Nintendo fans are eating good right now. Sean, what's going on? How are you? You haven't had coffee yet. You got to get some coffee. Got to get some coffee. We are getting close. Any other hopes and dreams, you guys? We've had a few people say they want like F-Zero, Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. Some coffee. Uh-oh. Am I starting to get an East Coast accent? I'm going to get some coffee. I'm still sleeping. Wake me up in 20 minutes. Okay. in 20 minutes, I'll be like, Joe, are you there? Joe, come in. Hello? Joe, are you there? Over. I had a really fun show last night, you guys. It was really fun. Just it was really chat focused. Just like you guys really controlled the episode. So it was a good time. Nate, good God. Sean, what are we hoping for? My somewhat of what I'm hoping for and what I'm anticipating, somewhat the same, right? Kirby Planet Robobot, I think would be a great addition to the Switch library. Anything and everything Metroid, like I just want more Metroid. Anything and everything Zelda. You know, I think there's a very real possibility we see a Mario sports title, which I'd be fine with, especially with the recent Mariners announcement. I feel like a Mario baseball game might be happening as well. If the thing is, like, my biggest hope is obviously Mario Kart, but I have a hard time believing we're going to see Mario Kart at this thing. You've never had the system to play that one? Oh, you are in for such a treat with Wind Waker. Chrissy, what's going on? Was trying to be devil's advocate last night for discussion purposes. I think it was good, man. I loved it. I think that's always our goal, right? Is no matter what people, if we agree or disagree, it always makes for good conversation. Chris, we haven't missed anything yet. We're just talking about our hopes and dreams for this direct. That's it at the moment. That, and we talked about my crazy hair over here. I can't get it to settle down, so I'm looking like Rufio from the movie Hook. But you know, we did mention last night how my hair was not nearly as gray when the Switch came out. Crazy what 8 years will do to you. Jenna is here. What's going on? Welcome. Okay, now Becca is saying I was late. It was less than a minute. Less than a minute. My hopes and dreams, it's all weeb and farming stuff. Here we go. Here we go. Jenna, I don't know if you saw my my Instagram and Facebook story last night, but I threw Tamagotchi life to put that energy into the world. So hopped on between classes. Nice. Of course you're like, here we go. Here we go. I'm trying to keep the Tamagotchi dream alive for everybody. Honestly, it's mostly for my daughters. They loved that game. So manifested with Isabel. Love it. Amazing. Gaming 80 says The Legend of Zelda is my favorite Nintendo franchise. But there will always be Zelda games, no matter which Nintendo system they release. This is why I want to see F-Zero coming back. And I mean, we know F-Zero's on their mind, right? F-Zero 99 being a thing. They haven't given up on it yet. Cuddling Isabel for some hope right now. Nice. $100 on Alarmo to still. It was a gift. My beautiful girlfriend got me Alarmo. Okay. Joey. Joey can't had a bunch of people call out sick. That's no good. That's no good. Hopefully you got like a earbud in or something so you can at least hear all the announcements. I was really proud of myself for getting it was less than a minute I was late. So change your clock to 5 minutes early. That's such an Yo, Jenna, that is funny. That is funny. I feel like that's something my parents used to do as well. Hearing all of my descriptions. In my mind, I'm just like, oh, I know I set that clock to 5 minutes early, so I'm still good. Oh, you're still always late. You set your alarm clock for the gym at 4 and woke everyone up, so no gym this morning. That's irritating. Oh, I've started sleeping with my watch on, and if I need to get up before everybody, this is how I do it without it waking her up. Puts in your appointments like 30 minutes early. Oh, wow. The tricky part is trying to remember to charge this before I go to bed. Oh my gosh, you guys, 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I'm so stoked. It'd be nice if they would kick on like a timer or something so that we at least had a little background music. Little background music would be nice. Did you guys see Nintendo did put out a Animal Crossing reel either this morning or yesterday? Because you know how Instagram, if you don't go, I don't go on Instagram very much. And so this morning I got a notification saying Nintendo of America shared a reel, and it was Animal Crossing. I was like, this is interesting. Maybe it's pointing to something. Honestly, I can just say I'm very, very curious on what this is the direction it's going to go. Because obviously they don't want to announce too many new things that aren't going to be on Switch 2. But the other thing I wonder about is would they do 2 SKUs for certain games coming out. You're scared? Not the Princess Peach Beach Ball Bounce. Oh my goodness. Where Peach, Daisy, Zelda, Samus, and more female characters are playing against each other. Oh my goodness. I was watching Nintendo Prime last night, and one of the I think it was a launch game for GameCube or within the launch window was a beach volleyball game, but it was made by kind of a like I think like one of the main devs for like Virtual Fighter maybe, or at least virtual like I it may have just been Virtual Tennis, but I want to say it was both. And it's a pretty well-renowned game, so we need more Uwu games for Josh's PAX funding. Here we go. Saying big news, interesting. Probably not age appropriate though. Oh my goodness. My final prayer, something DK related. Yo, my favorite thing honestly is like as I get to know you guys and like what everybody's like favorite series is and how like every time a direct comes around I'm gonna hear about it. Like it's amazing, honestly. I'm hoping for a new Xenoblade. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Wait, what? It's a mobile game that tracks your. That's crazy. Interesting. Very interesting. Guys, we're 12 minutes away. DS games. What, Becca? What DS game are you hoping for the most? You want Nintendogs? There's a lot of combat. Hey, whatever happened to that Fall in Love with Anything game? What was the what was that Date Anything? Can't stop buying gems. Oh my goodness. Somebody gonna date the toaster? The real question. Yeah, I know. Actually, I'm gonna turn just in case. I'm not gonna take any take any extra precautions here. Let's see. Okay, that helped a little bit. I feel like my display is a little bit bright. It's kind of washing out my camera a little bit. Yo, that is no. I'm not. I'm only on YouTube. I'm not on TikTok. No, TikTok has a tendency to like if I was just streaming the direct, which I would basically when the direct starts, I go off screen, they'll shut the stream down. So, gaming since the 80s, that is a deep cut. I love it. Matt, what's going on? Hello, hello. 10 minutes, you guys. 10 minutes. I hope there's an out now. I hope there's at least one out now, and I personally hope it's Metroid Prime 2 remastered. That would be my biggest hope, is that we actually see a full remaster of 2. So, well, yeah, and there's TikTok is still uncertain in the US. It could be gone in like a little over a week. I've had that same thing, Jenna. I've had the exact same thing. It's crazy. I'm hoping no out now. My bank is crying. My problem is if there's an out now with Metroid Prime 2, I'm going to have to hurry up and finish Prime 1. By the way, I'm like in chapter 13 of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I am so hooked. The story has gotten so good. Like so good. Honestly, it's kind of like I think the reason I loved 2 so much is because I played all the way through and got the whole story and loved the, just the way it went. Now I'm loving 1. I just don't love the combat in 1 as much as I did 2. Matt, that's amazing. Matt says, I find it funny. I usually listen to podcast shows while driving for work, and I listen at 1.25 or 1.5 speed. So when I listen live, I feel like you're in slow motion. Welcome to the show, Matt. Dan Little says, I want a Dr. Mario remake. Ooh. Remember Dr. Luigi? Yeah, the Wii U's got some crazy games. You guys remember Super Luigi Brothers and you ran right to left? Like Nate says I want to see NSO update for sure, and I want there to be an O moment. Yes. The only one you've played was X. Was that on Wii U or are you playing it currently? Also, if you guys collect, my gut feeling is that Xenoblade Chronicles X may be one of those games that a lot of times games that are at the end of the life cycle of a console sometimes end up holding their value down the road. So yeah, I would love to see some new NSO stuff as well. On the Wii U? Okay, cool. I'm excited to I was going to stop playing Definitive Edition and just jump fully into X, and then I got so sucked into Definitive Edition. I'm like, ah. Good morning, sunshine. GameCube NSO update with Animal Crossing only. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think Animal Crossing on GameCube, like when it finally hits NSO, if that becomes a thing, I think it'll break the internet for a little bit. I think people will be like, this is where it all started, you know. It's good. It's really good. So don't use the Alarmo for the countdown, right? You'll go wild. You will go wild. Guys, we're at 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I think this is one of the biggest chats I've ever seen on YouTube. So shout out to you guys for hanging out. Mob, what's happening? Hello, hello. Waiting is so boring. It's exciting though. I'm so excited. So excited. I can always put on chapstick for you guys. I know you love that. Nate, is it really an N64 Josh stream if you're not seeing those ads? By the way, you guys, on Twitch, I turned the ads off as much as I am allowed to. So hopefully it gets better when we're streaming over there. Bro, put it away. Silk Song. Yes. Zelda news would be great. Be fantastic. Oh, on Twitch? Oh no. Oh no. The Super Hyper Ultra Nintendo. There we go. That'd be a very 80s name for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's crazy stuff, Joey. It's super crazy stuff. I just assumed the pyramids were just real tall buildings at one point, and then all the sand blew in and just left the tops. 3 minutes, you guys. Okay, volume is all the way up. Okay. Making sure everything's good to go. Oh my god, you guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So exciting. I do think Silk Song is probably happening. They might open with it, honestly. Yeah, jump on. Jump on. Tom, what's going on? Yes, please. No first time streaming. Okay. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear? Did anybody else hear that? Hear the, oh, there was a toddler outside my door going, oh, Joshua. She's been playing at her play kitchen. She's like, I got food for you. I gotta turn my noise gate up. She's greeting, yeah, presents at the door. Okay, less than a minute, you guys. Less than a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and move this to full screen. See you guys on the other side. She hit you with the 3-syllable name? Oh, always. Okay. Jan, what's going on? I see Tom. Nightcrawler's here. Welcome on in, everybody. Okay, here we go. You guys let me know, too, if the volume's good. Here we go! Okay, a little bit more in the HD 2D remakes. Good start. This is a good start. And we kind of already knew about this one, right? So not a huge surprise, but still a good start. Nintendo sent me the first one, and I've yet to be able to play it. 2025, okay. That's cool that we're getting 1 and 2.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Well, let's go, we are excited.
Today, we'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games. We'll also have a Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, so please tune in for that as well.
Of course.
What you just saw was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake from Square Enix. Another character appeared at the end. What kind of adventure awaits? We hope you're excited for more information in the future. Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
Escape from dire straits.
2 minutes until oxygen 0.
Help me! Please help me, Dante!
The latest entry in the The Somnium Files series is stirring. You are Kaname Date, a special agent with a sophisticated AI called Aiba embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game. Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts.
This could be like
Dive into a
Emio or
subject's
Ace
dreams
Attorney,
to
maybe.
reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment. Everything you learn will bring you one step closer to the truth. Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No Sleep for Kaname Date from The Somnium Files launches on the Nintendo Switch system July 25th.
Okay, it's cool.
Unleash the supernatural.
Why he run like that?
A classic Atlas action RPG returns with remastered HD graphics and enhanced gameplay. Set in the capital city in the year Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes his living as an apprentice detective. But unbeknownst to others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner. To protect the capital, Raido must investigate a series of supernatural cases. Fight in real-time battles alongside demons you summon. Work with your demons to strike an enemy's weak point, then follow up with a powerful attack. Cooperation is the key to victory. You can even turn opposing demons into allies.
Oh, it's like Pokemon.
Demons can also be useful outside of battle. And their
Like a
powers
Smurf.
are helpful in finding solutions during investigations. Guide Raido through a series of strange incidents
I assume you're the bird who gave us a call?
as he uncovers a conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raido Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, launches on Nintendo Switch June 19th.
Okay, so 2
Pre-orders
remasters, 1
begin
new game
later
so far.
today on Nintendo eShop.
At least they're going fast. They're going quick, thankfully.
With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck. But who is this spherical stranger? Moored in a mysterious, maze-like world, your battle for survival begins.
Isn't this that Pac-Man game?
As Puck guides you on your journey, you'll delve deeper into the expansive world. By examining your surroundings, you can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach before. But tread lightly. The creatures inhabiting this world will prove hostile. When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse into the Gaia form to unleash powerful attacks.
Yo. Pac-Man is back!
By consuming your prey, you'll collect resources that can then be used to enhance your abilities. Work to uncover Puck's true goal and devour enemies to survive this cruel world. Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th.
Okay, I am so intrigued.
The rhythmic march begins.
Giving some Metroidvania vibes with
Remasters of
Pac-Man?
Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo Switch as one bundle. Play your drum to the beat and give different commands to the Patapon army. For example, Pata Pata Patapon advances them forward, while Pon Pon Patapon has them attack. And if you string together combos with good timing, the Patapons enter fever mode and get a big boost in power. From the horse-riding Kibapon to the shield-savvy Tatepon, build up your battalion to take on hordes of fierce foes.
This looks amazing.
Plus, new features have been added, so you can advance to the beat of your own drum. Lead the Patapons and march forth when Patapon 1+2 Replay launches on Nintendo Switch July 11th.
All right. Atlas, Square, and Bandai showing
Welcome to
up so
Zephyr
far.
Town, a cozy place nestled in a windswept valley. This is where your new life begins.
This is, I know Story of Seasons is pretty well loved.
First cropping up on the Nintendo DS system, this immersive farming and life sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
Oh, you must be the new farmer!
Tend to your farm while growing crops and caring for animals. Then sell your produce and other wares at the town's weekly bazaar. As bazaar sales grow, you'll help the once famous market regain its former splendor.
Inspiring, honestly.
You can also get to know the locals
I'd like to spend more time with you.
and maybe nurture a
He said all the
relationship if
cows.
you find that special someone. Plus, taking advantage of Zephyr Town's windy conditions can make travel and other tasks a breeze.
Here we go!
The winds of change are coming, and your new life on the farm begins when Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar launches on the Nintendo Switch
I'm
system
not
August
positive,
27th.
but I think the original creator of Harvest Moon is the one doing Story of Seasons.
Please look forward to the latest entry in the Story of Seasons series. Next, please take a look at this.
And Harvest Moon is what inspired Stardew. We're finding out more info on Prime 4? Let's go. Let's freaking go. Oh, she looks gorgeous.
This is the unknown planet Vuros. Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle with a colossal tree at its center. In order to survive and escape this planet that she was unexpectedly transported to, Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward. She's not alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike. As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers. Psychic abilities. These powers allow Samus to operate mechanisms and to open doors.
Yo.
They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams with the power of her mind.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
But why were these powers bestowed upon Samus? And what will be her fate after being summoned to Vuros? The threads intertwining beyond space and time are beginning to weave a new tale.
There's no date?
It looks like even more challenges await Samus. We hope you're looking forward to exploring with Samus's new psychic abilities. Okay, let's move on to some more headlines.
No, I want more. I want more.
Ready to stir up some mischief? Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical potion cafe. As the newest potionista of the Cursed Cafe, you'll craft concoctions for Disney villains and get to know them in a new light.
New suit is a vibe,
Mix
Matt. Agreed.
ingredients to brew all sorts of strange elixirs. Then serve them to your villainous visitors, including Ursula and Gaston. With help from Yzma, you can upgrade your ingredients to produce some wildly wicked creations. The potions you make
one's
can
for all the Disney
influence each
fans.
customer's storylines, leading to different outcomes every time you play. Who knows what mischief might happen? Disney Villains Cursed Cafe launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
What is still coming that
Summon a
Metroid isn't closing the show?
spellbinding
Good
adventure.
question, Doug. Good question. Vroom in the Night Sky got a sequel, you guys.
Welcome to Witchbrook College, where students strive to master the magical arts. During class, use magic circles to perform rituals, fly on brooms, and learn advanced techniques to go from witch in training to skilled spellcaster. There's also plenty to do outside of class. Hang out with friends at their homes. Take on various jobs to help pay for tuition. Or use the spells you've learned to craft and sell original items.
I love all the pixel
Plus,
art on
up
this
to
one.
4 players can make magic together in online co-op.
Well, that's cool.
Explore
That's really
this
cool.
whimsical
4-player
world
online?
on the road to graduation and beyond. Are you ready for a spellbinding journey?
It's like a witchy, cozy game.
Enrollment begins when Witchbrook flies onto Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Zelda
Action,
cheering.
adventure, and arcade games await.
Okay, you have
Set
my
off
attention.
on a fantastical mission to eliminate a mysterious deity. In this hand-drawn platforming adventure, you'll explore an expansive archipelago where nightmares and wonder collide. Upgrade your trusty cane with magical parts, then use its abilities to find your own
Yo.
path through the enchanting world.
Guys,
Can
this is
you
so much
uncover
like
the secrets
DuckTales
the
from the
archipelago
NES.
holds? Find out when The Eternal Life of Goldman launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday. Celebrate the 40th anniversary of
go.
Gradius with a collection of arcade shoot-'em-up games from across the series.
Yes, okay.
Titles include Gradius,
Was it Life Force one of
Salamander.
them?
Light Force,
There it is. Yeah.
Gradius 2, Gradius 3, and Salamander 2. Some titles come with multiple versions, including ones from different regions and launch years. Plus, take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3.
Oh, that's cool.
Gradius Origins launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 7th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
These were
Battle
they
to
were
the
so
beat
fun back in the
Rift
day.
of the Necro Dancer. Press the corresponding buttons in each lane to fight monsters in rhythm-based combat. Keep the cadence going with epic boss battles, quirky minigames, remix stages, and global leaderboards. Plus, more musical mayhem awaits in the Celeste Music Pack paid DLC. And be on the
Celeste,
lookout for
let's
more
go.
DLC in the future. Rift of the Necro Dancer launches on Nintendo Switch later today. Let's see what's in store. Welcome to Tamagotchi Plaza, a brand new entry in the Tamagotchi Connection series. There are
So close to
stores
Tamagotchi.
galore.
We were so
Design
close.
glasses
We
at the eyewear
manifested the
shop.
wrong one.
Polish pearly whites solo or with a friend at the dentist. And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop. 12 wonderful stores need your help. Provide good customer service to get high ratings and upgrade each shop. In doing so, you'll get to meet more Tamagotchi, making the town livelier than before. With over 100 new and classic Tamagotchi, business is sure to be booming. Get ready to set up shop when Tamagotchi Plaza launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th.
We are seeing something from Pokemon. Honestly, I'm a little surprised.
Welcome to Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon series. You'll begin your adventure by choosing one of 3 partner Pokemon. The setting is this metropolis that also appeared in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games, Lumio City. To make it easier for people and Pokemon to coexist, a company named Quasartico Inc. is carrying out an urban redevelopment plan. Here, we'll get a glimpse into the lives of the Pokemon and people of Lumio City.
Joey.
Scattered all over town are wild zones. These areas are special environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably, even within the city. You can catch Pokemon here. But they might be hostile. If you sense trouble, get to safety. There are Pokemon
These are
that live
gonna fight.
outside wild zones too. Some of them can even be found on rooftops. People and Pokemon live easygoing lives in Lumio City. But when night falls, the city's aura transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament, the ZA Royale. Trainers await in battle zones. If you're spotted, they'll challenge you to battle. Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack. During battles, using a super effective move at the right moment is key. And with Mega Evolution, some Pokemon can power up even more. You'll start at Rank Z and work your way up to Rank A. Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted. Day and night are two sides to Lumio City. It seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. What will you find on your adventure? Pokémon Legends ZA launches on Nintendo Switch later this year.
What is with not like
In Lumio City,
Where are
the
the
game is
first-party
set,
dates?
The aura transforms between day and night. It seems there are even more secrets to uncover. Please be on the lookout for more information in the future. Next, please take a look at this.
Hello there. Boop. The game you're about to see, boop, doesn't have a big, epic story. Boop. But what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games. Boop. You wanna see? Boop. Just press the
Definitely
button to
me.
jump through the ring. Boop. It sounds easy. But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm? In this game, you might do almost anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm. With practice, you might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
Just hoping for Duck Hunt. This made your year. I love it.
Get into the rhythm with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series, Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Oh. 2026.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove, a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series. It includes lots of music produced by renowned Japanese musician Tsunku. What kinds of rhythms do you think you'll hear? We hope you're looking forward to it. Next, we have news about the use of digital games on your system. Please take a look.
What?
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one, freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards?
No way.
Well, here's what we came up with. Introducing the Virtual Game Card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games. When purchasing the digital version of the game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system. If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted a physical game card. With virtual game cards, you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to two systems. Local communication with your second system is required, but only the first time. You can also lend out virtual game cards
Let's
to your
go.
Nintendo account family group members. Connect to your family group member system via local wireless when you want to lend a game. Choose the title you're lending and who you're lending it to. and you're done. They can now play on their own system. You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you. Making digital games even easier to use. Virtual Game Card.
What did it say at the end, though? Did it say your
The
save
Virtual
data would be
Game Card
erased?
feature lets you swap games between Nintendo Switch systems as well as to Nintendo Switch 2 systems. This feature is planned to be added via a system update in late April. Let's take a look at more Nintendo Switch games.
All right, sizzle reel time. And then one last thing. High on Life, so we get to play the Switch? Oh my goodness. King of meat. Yo, where is the Disney Saturday morning cartoon collection? Why is it not on? What is this Animal Crossing clone?
Uncover history once more. An HD remaster of Saga Frontier 2 is venturing on to Nintendo Switch. Meet Gustav, the royal heir, and Will the explorer. Two heroes whose fates and legacies will intertwine across generations in this epic RPG.
You guys, I think that digital game card means that they are going to be doing a digital
Experience
SKU of
the
Switch
original
2.
story, along with brand new events that expand the vibrant world of Sondale. Plus, team up with more characters in battle. And transfer stats to allies through the parameter inheritance system. After finishing the main story, you can test your mettle and might against even more powerful bosses. What histories will you uncover through the ages? Saga Frontier 2 Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Oh, interesting.
Monumental adventures await. Embark on peaceful journeys across this series of beautiful puzzle games. Wander through isometric worlds filled with stunning landscapes to manipulate, optical illusions to discover, and mystifying secrets to unfold. In Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while outsmarting the enigmatic Crow people.
Kind of like
A different journey awaits
a
in
little bit like
Monument
Toad's
Valley
Treasure
2.
Tracker.
Guide Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain all their additional
trip.
chapters, add-ons, and DLC. The first two Monument Valley games launch on Nintendo Switch April 15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. And help Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Cheaper, Joey.
A brand new entry in the Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo Switch. Aim. Time your
What was
button
that
press
little move?
just right. And take your shot.
Nice shot.
Perform
Nate says
backspins,
Uwu Golf.
side spins, and other special shots. In the single-player challenge mode, compete in tournaments and face off against a range of rivals to become the ultimate golfer. In Wacky Golf, your shots could get pulled into holes or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course.
Yo, Hot
Up
Shots
to 4
Golf was
golfers
something
can
else
hit
back
the
in the
fairway
day.
together locally or in online play. So just relax and get ready to tee off. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots lands on Nintendo Switch this year.
Again, no dates, but another Bandai Namco game.
Unite some of
Ultimate
Marvel's
Alliance.
greatest superheroes in the fight against evil. Pair up 2 heroes from the roster of 15, including the likes of the spectacular Spider-Man and the ferocious Wolverine to
Okay,
take
this
on
looks
the
so
challenge.
sick.
From close quarters combatants to aerial aces, you can mix and match a variety of heroes for an amazing array of possibilities. And swap between your team of 2 at any time.
Interesting.
Take advantage of your team's strengths to overwhelm your foes. Plus, up to 4 players can assemble for local or online co-op play. The battle for the fate of the Marvel Universe begins when Marvel Cosmic Invasion launches on the Nintendo Switch system this holiday.
Okay.
That was Marvel Cosmic Invasion, where you'll battle as a tag team of different superheroes. Next is our last game announcement. Please take a look.
So did I, Cryptic. So did I. It looks like Pokemon.
I'm a buckle. Tornado saw Hanji Clausen yesterday.
Is this it? Is this it, you guys? Is this what you wanted? Is it? Is it Tamagotchi life?
How refreshing.
Oh my god. They did it.
Hiya.
Yo, let's go.
Tomodachi Life. Living the dream.
Oh my god. 2026. It's so far out. Wait, maybe they're doing the first game on right now. What? Why is she so big?
Did you want to talk?
Aw. Glad that was only a dream.
That was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, the first new entry in the series in over 10 years. In the trailer, we saw Mii characters living on an island out at sea. What kinds of interactions do you think they'll have? We hope you're looking forward to it. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct so far. Our final announcement is something a little different that's not a game. Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Is it the trailer for the new
Hello,
movie?
I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct. Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has delivered Nintendo news directly to you. And now, these presentations have grown into an event that many people watch. Thank you all very much. We'll continue to broadcast Nintendo Direct presentations, but we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly. This
Whoa.
is a smart device app called Nintendo Today, which functions like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters every day. After the Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, news about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo Today app as well. Nintendo Today will be available to download on smart devices later today.
Okay.
Anyone with a Nintendo account can use the app, so please try it out. That's all I have to share. I hope you enjoy using Nintendo Today.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's take it back to here. All right. Did you guys hear the little? You guys didn't hear it. Look, we got a guest. What up, Crawler?
Yo.
Wait, can you guys hear him? I can't hear him. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing. Like old times. Like old times. Okay. Well, chat, we want to hear from you guys. Give us your score on the direct, and be thinking about your favorite parts. Crawler, what'd you think?
Hit and miss, I would say, in different spots. I mean, a lot of remasters to be expected, I guess. We saw a lot of whatever said remaster, remake, or I don't know what was some of the other. It was mainly just remaster, remake, I guess, that we saw. But the Dragon Quest 1 or 2, I guess, are they teasing something new with that character? I don't know enough about.
It looked like potentially like maybe some new story elements or something with a new character. It's kind of what they is kind of what it looked like there.
Yeah,
This,
I have 3. I haven't sat down and played it, but I have 3. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised we didn't get dates for a lot of things. Is that just a play to wait until next week? I don't understand why we don't have dates on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
is that still GTA gun shyness from everybody?
I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe it is all about GTA, and that's why Cryptic put it good right here. He's like, all this is just a bonus. I can't be mad, but it felt like an indie showcase, like seeing some Metroid Prime 4 and then Virtual Card is neat, but the primary account user for sharing games is better in my opinion. And
is that going away? Do we know if that's for sure?
That, I mean, that's kind of it's the impression I get, which that's going to be a little bit, well, I guess if you can access them both from your, like if I have the Switch Lite up by the bed and then I can just access the digital cards that way. But
yeah, because if that's the case, then I would still leave like my kid's Switch as the primary Switch. I would be a secondary Switch, and then eventually they'll get like my OLED right now when I get a Switch 2. So that can be another Switch. Then make that the primary Switch. The old Switch becomes a secondary Switch that somebody's not normally playing on or something like that. And then because then if I go out of town or whatever, because whenever I leave town, if I take my Switch with me, I make my new Switch or my current Switch my primary Switch. So then that screws up any digital games that they are playing here. They have to rely on the cards or whatever.
Right.
If I want to not have to worry about that kind of stuff. But yeah, if it can leave both kind of, that would be nice. But the fact that you can lend it to any family member, that they finally realized that households have multiple Switches and parents don't want to have to buy multiple versions of either a game card or share, like do the whole juggling of primary Switches around.
Yeah, that aspect will be nice. I know, like for me though, not being close to my not being local with like my daughters, that means it won't really.
Is that the vibe we got? You have to be local.
That's
every
what it
time?
said. That's
Okay.
what it said. Yeah. Well, they made it sound like you have to be at least for the first time, but then so it sounds like you could possibly have 2 Switches that could use the one library, but then anything in the family account, but then they can only have them for 2 days or for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
The thing that was strange is there was I wanted to kind of pause on it and see, because it said something about the game file. kind of scrubbing the video right now. It said something about the game file. Here we go. It's right at this point. Okay, save data will not be erased when returning the virtual card. So that's good. That's good that like
they don't know our pain of the video games rental when you had to try to go get it again with your save file.
Exactly. So, so Matt says no Zelda, no Silksong, no NSO updates. Metroid suit was your highlight. Yeah, no, the Metroid, like Samus's new suit was.
That would have been better served to be at the very end, don't you think? Like the end just fell flat.
Well, it's one of those scenarios like, yeah, Tomodachi Life is not for like you or me, but there is a huge like if I could tell you the amount of times my daughters would bring their DSs to me when they were little and be like, look at how weird this is and how funny this is. And like, I would literally just hear them giggling in their room playing this game. So it is it not being for us. Yes. But there is a huge community of people that are very excited for that game. And I mean, the amount of tweets, and I even put it in my, I did a little, I shared on my stories yesterday. For the predictions that I did, I put Tomodachi Life on there just because there's a lot. Like when I text them this morning and tell them a new game is coming out, they're gonna lose their minds.
So like, is that AI voice or what is the creepy voice in that game?
Yes,
it's just AI voice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole. It's as weird as Nintendo gets, honestly. Like. You create you build all these Miis, and then you basically watch them live out their lives. And some of them get married and they do stand up. And
was that a DS thing?
It was a 3DS game. Yeah. Okay. So I think like just kind of going through, Tom says, pretty good for a direct we didn't know about until a couple of days ago. Cryptic says also Wind Waker and Twilight Princess is in Silksong territory now. Like, I think that's I would have bet anything that Silksong was going to be announced today. Like it was going to be out today.
I was waiting on Prime 2 and 3 to be of out now kind of thing, just like they did. What was that, 2 years ago now for Prime? How long has that been?
Yeah,
do an out now and then physical release in mid-June or something like that, or May. But when it would just transfer to something new after the Metroid Prime 4, I'm like, wow, they're totally missing an opportunity.
It's a bummer for sure, because I played some of 2 and then I hit a point where I saved with not enough health and this boss just ruined me. I couldn't, and I was like, I got frustrated at that point, didn't go back. And then 3, I didn't want to play because of the controls. And so, like Nate says, we're not getting 2 and 3. That's kind of where I'm at now too. I'll be surprised if we do.
Did they fix controls for 3 in the trilogy, or no?
No, they're all Wii controls.
Okay,
that's
even
why
I didn't. On Wii, is that a Wii or Wii U game?
It's a Wii game. Yeah, okay. And that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't play 3, because I was like, I'm not playing with the Wii remote and the nunchuck. So looks like I'll have no choice now. Taking look here.
It's just weird. I don't know.
Cryptic said Tomodachi Life is just like a Xenoblade 3 ending a direct. It's for those hardcore set of fans. Yeah. Yeah. Cryptic said forgot about everybody's golf is but everybody's golf is a big deal. The studio shut down when it was with PlayStation. So curious if the Switch exclusive, but people go back and forth on if Mario Golf is better or Hot Shots, right?
Just from that trailer, I'm going to tell you Hot Shots looks a whole lot better.
I like the traditional, like hit the button 3 times to get your swing. Like I miss that with Super Rush, that's for sure.
Well, and that's left even PGA like style golf. They've gone, well, they have multiple control styles now for a lot of stuff, where you can do the swing stick, or you can do traditional 3 button, or who knows. But we're seeing this Atlas game right now, which seems, I mean, I guess this is a remaster though too, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
So this must be like PS2 era or something.
It kind of looks like it. And I mean, I think there's going to be plenty of people that like, you know, have some like nostalgia for this, will be excited to jump back into it. I think Atlas has a pretty big, like, I think they have a pretty big fan base, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's one of those scenarios like, you know, there's certain games, if you don't have any nostalgia for them, going back to them or, you know, trying them for the first time when they're depending on the remaster, right? Like going back into, because I love the look of like the Dragon Quest HD 2D, that kind of stuff. I would gladly jump in. I think one of the biggest surprises right here is this Pac-Man game that we're seeing on the screen. They had
shown this in a previous direct.
Correct. Yeah.
But not as like we got more like side scroll 2D Metroidvania kind of gameplay this time. But yeah, it looks, I mean, they're leaning into the Pac-Man stuff, which is pretty cool.
It's so bizarre, but then to see him like transform, the biggest like complaint for me is I'm just not a huge fan of this art style. It's the like Steam World style art style that I don't care for the way things animate like this. It almost looks like those, like where you could get a doll out of one of those books and then you like put it together with the little like clips and stuff. Like I've just never been a huge fan of the of this kind of art. But besides that, the gameplay does look really, really cool. Like that Metroidvania meets Pac-Man is just kind of very, very, very interesting and very left field.
And so that is a Switch, PS5, and Steam exclusive, which seems like I'm surprised when stuff doesn't end up on everything if it's coming to multiple. But
because it's not going to Xbox.
Is what it said. I'm on their website right now too. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I just kind of wonder if it feels like more and more Microsoft is like I'm wondering if like kind of like PC is going to end up where the majority of Microsoft games get their.
Well, that's the rumor, right? Because the next
next
Xbox is going to be able to play Steam. So if you can get it on Steam, you can get it on Xbox. So
yeah,
they just got to come up with a good profit share with Steam, and they can probably forego their whole economy if they wanted to.
I see a handful of people are taking off for work and stuff. You guys take it easy. Thank you so much for hanging out. Tom says, where was the Master Chief Collection? I hope they release it as buggy as it was on Xbox One when it first came out. Oh, no. Oh man, that was so.
Prime 4 was putting out some Halo vibes though, with that bridge and stuff, like in the crash spaceship. Like it looked, I was like, maybe this could be that, and then it shifted. But it's putting out vibes, and we got Bungie vibes from the first trailer with Metroid Prime 4, with kind of like opening cinematic of like Destiny or whatever, with like stuff falling out of the sky, and you're just on a path walking towards whatever base that was. So they're leaning into kind of some Bungie DNA with Metroid Prime 4.
Nate says, I love that Marvel's partnering with Nintendo still. Yeah, we talked about it last night, hoping that like that was going to be Ultimate Alliance 4, like that we were going to see. But I think they'll probably wait as Doomsday gets closer, and like hopefully the MCU kind of starts to get back in people's good graces a little bit more, and like then we could see because they could follow the Doomsday storyline for Ultimate Alliance 4, just like they did with the Avengers Infinity, Gauntlet and all that stuff with the third game. So this is interesting. Doug T says Hot Shots Golf was my go-to on my lunch break all summer, I think. I love that. Tom says playing through Prime Remastered kind of burst my nostalgic bubble about it. The game is a lot slower than I remembered, and it was kind of a slog to finish. Interesting. I've played I've probably put 2 hours into it, but I'll be completely honest. I loved every minute of those 2 hours. I have been playing with those Corsair Virtuoso Max headphones, and it is like the noise canceling, and then I just lose myself in Prime. I was like, or Prime Remastered. I was like, this is amazing. So, and I was like turning the lights down in the op, like I was setting the mood for when I was playing Prime, and I really had a good time with it. But I've, like I said, I've only been about 2 hours in. So, Cryptic says I do like
kind of bummed to see scanning as much, like they like leaned into it a little bit.
I mean, the scanning bothered me far less than the controls in the first game when it first came out. Like that was the thing that was so hard. You couldn't control it like a Halo or a regular shooter. You basically controlled everything with the stick, and then had to hold the left trigger to aim. And that just seemed, it made her feel, it was, how like the original idea for lightsabers is that they were big and heavy and that everybody had to move slow when they help. That's kind of like, for this character that's supposed to be kind of elegant and just kind of glide through the air and everything, it was like, why'd we make her so clunky? At least she's looking like she's moving pretty smooth right now. So I still just, my biggest worry with 4 Beyond is that it's gonna seem like a dated shooter when it comes out. Like, and so it's like, are they leaning into, is it gonna be more like a boomer shooter? Like, should we expect more of a Doom-esque play style than like a Halo Infinite, where it was like, that felt very modern and like,
what do you think of this control the beams to like take out everybody with one shot kind of thing?
I actually think that could be pretty cool. Like, I think there's that reminds me of almost like some like Destiny kind of stuff in a way.
And we're
like,
in bullet time, it looks like, kind of ish.
Yeah. So I think that's cool. What about her being like a Jedi? Like that's
you don't need to see our identification.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's kind of one off to this planet kind of deal, so that's fine. Whatever.
I do think it looks, from everything they're showing, I think it looks gorgeous. I want to kind of deep dive the trailer a little bit, and like,
I don't like the idea of having to trace a circle with my stick to open a door or whatever that one part of that video was.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like pinpoint accuracy. It's just kind of like just rotate. But again, no date, and then we see this cool new suit. Now she's got 2 suits for the next Smash game that I really hope we see. I hope we see this red one, and I hope we see her white and turquoise one. And if we didn't get Prime Remastered 2 and 3, which I really hoped we did, I was still kind of hoping we would see Samus 2.
The remake for DS.
Yeah.
They're gonna save all that until they announce the clip-on screen on Switch 2.
Yeah. Which even that, I still kind of think they're gonna end up just doing a phone, like just
sit
tap
at your
phone.
desk and your phone sits on. You have to put it on your desk in front of you.
No, like they'll sell almost like the Backbone kind of situation,
okay.
Something that kind of grips a phone. So, Diamond in chat's like, I see new Rhythm Heaven. Yes, people are so stoked for Rhythm Heaven. I don't have any nostalgia for it, but it's a game I hear people talk about all the time. I want to backtrack a little bit here. Cryptic says, I do like all the beat 'em ups. I'm burnt out on them, but with Turtles, Power Rangers, and now Marvel getting them, it's cool to see an arcade resurgence. Maybe an X-Men beat 'em up is soon to follow. That'd be fantastic.
Children of the Atom, bring it. I want the Genesis games on Switch.
Oh, so good. So X-Men 2 is like top tier. Like, so I would play through that game.
Jumping between, teleporting around.
Yes, so good. Cryptic saying a lot of lighting effects is primed for Switch 2 hardware, breaking down all the ray tracing DLSS stuff. There you go. Yep. Let's see. Tom says, her controlling the beam reminded me of the beetle item from Skyward Sword. Yeah, it also reminded me of like Perfect Dark. There was I can't remember what it was called, like the one of the rocket launchers. You did that exact same thing. You controlled
You
controlled the rockets. So Becca said I was really hoping for an NSO update. I think a lot of us were. I think there was.
We'll see probably something with an NSO update next week. I would think.
I'm leaning towards them. Like if they do the DS and GameCube, that like there might be a third pricing tier or something.
Yeah.
Essentially, or maybe they just bump the price of the expansion pack. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. So we'll kind of have to wait and see. I know we say this at a lot of directs, but I really do feel like there was a lot for everybody. Like with Prime 4 being shown, like I'm over the moon. I just wish they'd given us an exact date.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how tied the date in is to Switch 2, and maybe even next week we get something. Because do you think it could be? We've talked about this for a while. Like Xbox marketing was like better on Series X or whatever, like better on Switch 2, and it's a day one launch. And that's why we're not getting Prime 4.
The date for it.
Yeah,
because it's the same date as Switch 2.
It's the same date as Switch 2.
It could be, yeah. But there's so many games that didn't get dates. Like But then they announced this app at the end of it where they're like, you're going to be able to keep up to date with everything. Like, so I don't know. Is
that them getting away from Twitter? Is that their response to get out of the Twitter space?
I don't think so. It's just, if you think about it, like not everybody's on Twitter, you know?
Yeah.
Like I have found people that I even thought were somewhat into the gaming space, or, you know, somewhat like would be somewhat privy to like gaming news, and they're oblivious. They're like they like, you know, I'll get questions that I'm like, wait, you didn't see this on like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter? Like, and they're like, no, I don't even follow, you know, like, so I mean, if you think about it, what, like their YouTube channel is sitting at like under 10 million, right? But you have 160 million Switches out there. They just want to get in front of more. And I don't think anybody clicks the news tab on their Switch. I never have, but maybe I don't click it because I already know that stuff.
I also don't click it because I see stuff in triplicate because I have a US, a Japanese, and a EU account on my Switch. So it populates a lot of stuff in there that's usually in triplicate. Some of it's in a language I can't read, and then it's old. It's old at some point is usually as well. Like we've already seen it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so I think it's just another way for them to, like, I mean, do you know the amount of people that probably have no clue Nintendo Music exists?
Of the subscriber, what do we know what the subscriber count is on NSO?
I want to say like 30 to 40 million. I don't know if they've given that number in quite some time.
So I would say probably 25 to 35 million people don't know about it.
Yeah. So it's really going to be like what I don't think we're somewhat removed from, like, you know, there are people that even if they're on social media, they don't follow video game stuff at all, but they still play their Switch. So they rely on retail to go and see like what's new, what's the latest. And that's, I mean, I think Nintendo's just kind of hedging their bets here.
That's a dying thing though, too.
It is. And so I think but again, how do they get this information? Like they got to get people to download that app, you know, like they almost need to make it like turn your Switch on and don't let people go to the menu until they have seen and can scan the QR code so that they can stay up to date with everything that's happening.
Well,
so
I mean, that's why Fortnite bombards you with a video if something is new when it opens up, or same thing with like Call of Duty the other day. I was in there and it was talking about the championships or whatever that were happening. Like in your game, they need to like just bombard you and hit you right when you walk into the game. And
And then we'll see Snickers ads, you know, then they'll.
But at Switch, it's like, yeah, it's the stuff is hidden on that news tab, or not even really even in the NSO app or whatever on the Switch. There isn't a ton of stuff. Like, they don't even advertise, like, they updated the NFTs or whatever for Xenoblade the other day, and I logged in and got some more. But, like, it's not advertised anywhere unless you go click and you're going looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you'll see a tweet about it, but it's usually like these are coming out in 4 waves, and then you don't see wave 2, wave 3, and wave 4 get talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptic says, I do think Tomodachi Life being around the corner, that sadly AC is a few years away. There may be some crossover in the audience, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm a perfect example of somebody who, I mean, I'll pick up this new Tomodachi Life just because it's so goofy, like it'll be fun content, but I didn't play the other one, and I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan, so I think they can. I think they can cross pollinate, because Animal Crossing at this point is going to be a platform. I would assume, like any of their top 10 top 10 in sales, I assume those are going to be like more of a platform than just your one and done kind of games. Cryptic also goes on to say, with digital game card, can you see this being them kind of transitioning to an all digital console SKU? Absolutely. We already see limited physical games at stores. Target is really the only retail store. Yeah, I mean, you've got GameStop, and I think Best Buy will still have Switch games.
I went last week and picked up last week and picked up Chronicles X in person. I hadn't pre-ordered it or anything. I was really honestly holding out hope that Nintendo was going to do a collector's edition, but they didn't. So I was able just to go to Best Buy and pick it up off the shelf.
I do think that this digital game card thing is a pretty clear indicator that there's an all digital Switch 2 on its way. I think you know, it makes sense for them if they can sell a console at a lower price that's all digital, similar to what Xbox did with the Series S and the Series X. And the only thing that they could have really done better is allowed your physical game card to become a digital game card, and then be able to transfer that between your family member.
They would have to severely limit. It would have to be something where you registered the Nintendo points, but they're getting rid of those.
Right.
They would have to do it a system like that, because to combat, if you and I lived in the same city, you buy something, I buy something, and we both go to each other's houses and scan it in. It has to be whoever registers that game to their Switch could then get it, or they find a way to do it one off with whatever serial number is associated with it. That would be nice, but
people love DRMs, right? Wasn't that what Xbox ran into when they're like, it's going to check in every 24 hours, and people were like, we're buying PlayStations. So, but yeah, I think it's, and the main reason I think that we're going to see an all digital Switch 2 is that was talked about years ago, that was potentially like that there was going to be multiple SKUs and one of them would be all digital. So it makes sense to me that would be the way they go.
Which digital SKUs are probably also part of the reason why E3 died out, because at its core, it was a trade show to sell the brick and mortars on upcoming game releases and take orders for the next year. And brick and mortars have been pretty much cut out.
Yeah. It's been a struggle for sure. We talked about it a little bit last night. Like I hope we don't get to the point to where like special editions don't have the game card, you know, like with Xbox and PlayStation, where it's
no game card here. It was on.
No, I'm talking though, like, you know, I think Doom the Dark Ages is coming with a code. It comes with a steel book and a code, you know, like, so.
Well, I mean, you want the physical disc, or the cart?
If I'm buying a special edition like that, yeah. Like, I mean,
because
I'm getting to the point that like I do prefer digital, right?
Yeah.
Like it's far more convenient. But as far as the shelves behind me, like
true. So the correct way to do that, if you want the nice special steelbook or whatever, because I think it's what they did for both Last of Us Part 2 and God of War Ragnarok. I have the collectors, I have Mjolnir and I have the Ellie statue or whatever. They came with a steelbook, so you can put it on your shelf, but it doesn't have a disc or anything with it. It's just you get a code, which is more convenient for in and out with the PlayStation and stuff anyway. So you kind of get the little bit of something, but you don't have to have the inconvenience of having to put it in your system. You have something for your shelf, but I don't know.
Yeah, Brian's making some good points. He's like, consoles need to go all digital. People will complain, but then what? Not buy the console? Yeah, no, they'll still do it. And he says at this point, the cart or the disc are just keys. I mean, it's a little different with Nintendo because you don't have to download the cart to your system.
Honestly, Nintendo might doing this might force Xbox and PlayStation's hand a little bit in having to come up with creative ways to share a digital game with somebody.
Potentially.
But Nintendo's kind of being unique about it with you having to have to be in the same local network for initially, which nobody's going to lug their Xbox and PlayStation over to somebody's house to do that. But if they could create a family group or something to share it with, like, that would be nice. But I mean, this is as close as we're getting back to like what you and I did last year, playing just Mario Kart on the train or whatever coming home, it with the DS Game Share stuff or whatever, where you just log in, and I didn't own the game and we played Mario Kart together.
It's close to digital download, but not quite there because you can't, like, you see how it moves? You can't.
Yeah, you don't have it once you share it with somebody.
Yeah, you still can't do multiplayer games. And
which
what
you
I find
can right now with the primary Switch stuff. Like,
yes,
my kids can have a Splatoon 3 open, and I can open it here as well on my other Switch, and we can play together if we want to. So I'm wondering if that goes away.
Pay close attention to what they show in these videos here too. They're showing 3 kids in the family group, and all 3 of those kids are playing on what?
Lights.
Switch lights, right? So they, like, look at that. There's 3 Switch lights. I honestly wonder what percentage of lights are out there in the overall, because if it's high, we could almost guarantee that maybe they don't launch with a digital version, but maybe the Switch 2 Lite, no game cart
for sure.
But at the same time, I feel like that might, not having a game cart and being all digital, like, that could be frustrating to some parents as well, because, like, if you hand, your kids are going to be limited to what you have digitally at that point. And how is this going to work with do we see any third-party games in this, or is everything that we're seeing like first-party titles?
I think it was, let's see, first party, for all first party.
Yeah. So I do wonder, how that's gonna look. So,
is that a precursor for us to carry your game on our? I feel like it's got to be an app it's because, hold on, pause, go back to that screen.
Which one?
That one right there. It's in a system update. It was a bottom edition on the OS that said virtual game cards. So it's an added thing that they are adding to the OS. So
I see what you're saying on the
home screen.
Yeah.
That, yeah. I wonder what it's going to look like on your Switch when you've lent it out for 2 weeks. Is it just going to be like a physical cart when you don't have it in your Switch, and it's just going to say missing game cart?
That's kind of what I'm assuming. And can you steal it back? Can you be like,
yeah,
you're done? So, Brian says, better when I was a kid. I let Timmy borrow my copy of 1942 and didn't get it back for like 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, then he says, or you could share your Switch with your kid and they take it to school and trade the game for 14 days. Now you get home from work and can't play Metroid for 2 weeks.
Hopefully there is a recall on there that you can just recall it back if you need to.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that is the case. So did you say during one of these right here? Oh,
whatever it has.
I think it's back a little further.
The tiles, they highlight over it.
Trying to get there. It was like just a white OLED.
It was just
that showed the menu.
Yep. Keep going back.
Oh, I think we're close.
Oh, it was probably
right here.
Yeah, so right next to the controller thing, you see the game cart icon?
Mm-hmm.
They're adding it to the OS.
Yeah. Interesting.
Is there anything? There's nothing.
So maybe the primary and home thing will still work, hopefully. So we'll just have to wait and see here. But
yep.
And it does say an internet connection is required when loading or ejecting. I don't know. If you're ejecting a game, your home and primary, that kind of it's probably gone. That whole thing's probably gone because
then what's the incentive for Johnny, who has 12 switches or whatever, to utilize his switches?
Well, I think it would probably work like this. If you don't have a game loaned out to your kid,
it
all
just
of
works
your
on
current
any
switches
profiles that you
would
have.
Still work.
Okay.
But if you loan it out, it's not going to work on any of them. Maybe that's the kid. Like that's kind of how I'm assuming it would.
So yeah. So then I just have to make the kid switch my primary switch still. I'm a secondary user, and then on my own Switch or whatever, or Switch 2, and then if they end up having multiple switches, which they will, of just Switch 1, because I won't need mine, then they can trade it amongst themselves. But I wonder if is that that would probably mess up me if I was somewhere else.
Correct.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure that it's this. It feels more like they are saying, here, demo this game. And then if your kid likes it, go buy it for him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, Tom says you guys are making my morning run way more enjoyable. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, I don't know that it's like we'll have to just once we can finally test it, what they said it's going to be
in the April update, I think.
Yeah. So
and end of April, I think he said.
Yeah, or was it right around the like right after the direct next week?
No, I think they said
a little bit later
April.
on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can scrub to the end here. Here we go. Let it kind of skip ahead a bit.
What was the family 8? There was something at the bottom there, but
the family group Like if you have like your online family group,
up to 8. Okay.
Yeah, but again,
which
you
is
still got to be.
That's the maximum you can have in a family group anyway right now.
Yeah, yeah. And so, but yeah, it's looking like you do have to be in the same, like literally in the same household. Which again, that would complete, like if you and I were sharing games through the home primary between our 2 accounts, that is now gone. Like,
yeah, I wonder somebody might come up with creative ways to spoof it with VPNs, maybe. Because it does say you have to be on like the same local network. So if you could spoof it with a VPN, that would be interesting.
Yeah. But it still takes the fun out of being able to do. We couldn't play the same game.
Yeah.
At the same time. So and Nate did say you only need to connect once. So it looks like after you've been in the room with the person, you may be able to still share via online.
Yeah.
So, but and I could see like where instances where this will be really good. My daughter hasn't played Wonder yet. And so I was like, I guess I could get her another copy of it. But now if I'm not going to play it, she could beat that in 2 weeks. No problem. That's a great case scenario for, for this. So, yeah. So Nate says kind of like NSO in a way. Yeah. But
yeah. And there's like, I bought like William wanted to play the DLC for Scarlet, or I don't know what he has Violet. So I bought the DLC under my account because he just plays on a Switch that's my primary Switch, so it's there, but it's not tied to his account because I didn't want it to. Because like if the girls wanted to play it, like I didn't want it to be something they wouldn't be able to play on their profile on that Switch. So it's like they need to come up with something that would be good for like DLC purchase. Like it would be nice because who knows what DLC, like you can't share DLC. Maybe I don't know if you can.
Oh, you're probably correct. Yeah. And Nate says you get 2 weeks before the license check again on NSO. So that's what he meant by it's kind of like NSO. Like if you're like if you fire up NSO, you have to log in. Well, don't you have to be online for NSO no matter what?
No.
Maybe you do if you're not the primary. Maybe that's the only reason I haven't been able to do it, because I was like on a plane not using my primary Switch. Maybe that's why I couldn't do it. So
yeah.
So you got 2 weeks there. But let's see. Cryptic says, say you lend a game you own to another Switch. Can you save go as well? Like when I play Pokemon and at work, can I send it to my niece to power level for me for $10?
It doesn't sound like it because it said on there that Switch, that saves will remain with like,
yes,
when the game goes back, you retain your save. So it doesn't sound like you can share a save.
Yeah. But I think wasn't there, like, I think there's quite a bit of speculation about what's going to be able to happen with like Switch 2 and being able to kind of do like what, how you can take somebody's console over on the PS5 and like
game share or game help or something like that is what it's called.
Yeah. So you might still be able to, all hope is not lost. Yeah. Nate said, yeah, you can just put your Switch account on her Switch as well. If you trust her, she might be costing you more than $10 if she go send a little shopping spree on the eShop, so. But no, I think overall the Direct was like literally we weren't expecting this, right? So so seeing any of it was great. I think there was a lot of hope for Metroid being able to play now, like Metroid Prime 2, and 3. And the strange thing is those games have been talked about for so long. Also, where was Kirby Planet Robobot that was like supposedly, happening?
They aren't ready to kill the Switch yet.
I guess.
Obviously, because Tomodachi Life is coming in 2026. So I mean, this also proves that they are willing to support an 8-year-old system, even while they have a new system out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which
they aren't ready to turn their back on 140 million. Install.
No, almost 160 million. And so and I said that last night. I'm like, they're going to probably support this thing for the next 2 years. Like if we're already seeing 2026, tack one more year on there, and there's their 10 years that they said they wanted to. Do so.
Best Buy Canada took down their blog post about Switch 2 pre-orders going up on April 2nd.
Uh-oh. Not that was Walmart Canada?
Best Buy Canada.
Oh, Best Buy. Okay. I was going to say not Walmart Canada getting in trouble again. So, poor Nate, he's like hated the final game as the final game. Yeah, I get you. I think had it even been Kirby, if had it been Planet Robobot or something like something that has a little broader audience, but at the same time, I have a feeling there's going to be some people that end up picking up Tomodachi Life after they see how quirky and goofy it is. And it's like, in a way, it's kind of like one of those idle games. Like you kind of just set it and forget it. So, but, yeah, seeing this Marvel game on screen right now, like, looks so good. I love the pixel art with the with Marvel beat 'em up. Like,
is that a new game or is that a old game that they're?
No, I think it's brand new. I think it's brand new. I assume it's going to be everywhere. So, but yeah, I know there's a huge portion of the internet that is freaking out over Tomodachi Life, and like I said, I'm gonna text my daughters after we're off here and let them know that it's coming out. Hopefully, there's a trailer for just this game. And
oh yeah, they'll break all those out.
Yeah, and hopefully it's up, and so I can send it over to them because they're gonna absolutely lose it. What I might do is FaceTime them, screen share, and then record because their reactions are gonna be crazy. So, but well, any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up on this direct and maybe what we think we'll see next week?
Yeah, I mean the game card thing, we obviously spent a good amount talking about that. I think that is innovation from Nintendo, coming up with a creative solution for a digital problem that we've had now for a little while. So I'm interested to see how that's going to get expanded upon. I feel like we either might hear more about it next week or even maybe we get something at the end of April, like right before it's launched and live, to kind of go into more detail about it. But the games were kind of I'm excited for the Square Enix stuff, HD2D, for more Dragon Quest stuff, but other than that, and Prime, but other than that, it was kind of little lackluster. The Marvel stuff seems kind of cool, but again, for something that we weren't expecting, it was pretty good.
Yeah, Tomodachi is first party. Yes, Nate was asking. And what was the other? Was it Gradius? That collection.
Yeah, the Gradius collection cool. Looks. Yeah, and that's who owns Gradius? Is that?
It used to be Konami back in the day, but
is that? I'm wondering, or who's also making that? Is that maybe the same group that's done like the Castlevania collections and the?
It has the same vibe, yes, and Contra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that Disney Cafe game being the game that was out now was like mm-hmm. Would have loved to see something different. Oh, the game from THQ Nordic. it is giving some serious DuckTale vibes. Like it might be pretty cool where you're powering up your cane.
Mm-hmm.
That might end up being pretty fun. The Eternal Life of Goldman. So
and it looks a little like Cuphead a little bit with like kind of more hand-drawn style.
Yeah, graphically it looks gorgeous. So it could end up, but this whole thing right here, this whole sequence where he's pouncing like a pogo stick on his cane, that is so Scrooge McDuck. Like so Scrooge McDuck. Like I love that.
That one looks pretty cool.
I think here's Gradius, the collection, and I think the is it Patapon or whatever? Like I think that's another series that Gradius Origins. So let me see if I go back far.
We're getting a new what's the vertical scroller of Gradius? What was that called?
Salamander.
We're getting a new Salamander or whatever.
And the way that they're making Salamander is it's vertical and horizontal. So which I thought was pretty cool because I from my assumption Salamander was always the like more like the shmup or whatever, you know, like more of the vertical where your Gradius is kind of your left to right kind of stuff. So yeah, I was hoping it would show at the beginning, you know, sometimes it shows who the dev is and everything when it like kind of scrolls in, but with it because the same, you know, even the Rift of the Necrodancer or whatever, like, or Necromancer or whatever, that it like the fact that they got Celeste and some other indie games, like, the only thing with that is I want to see it come with a controller of some kind, like some kind of a guitar controller.
I saw something the other day when I was scrolling TikTok. It was like a Fortnite festival controller that had 5 buttons on the top or whatever for doing that same kind of stuff. So,
oh, that's cool.
I mean, that kind of stuff, and the somebody made a new controller as well, I think. Honestly, we didn't even talk about it. I feel like they showed more about ZA, and we learned more about ZA than we learned about on Pokemon Day, which makes 0 sense why they didn't share more less than a month ago. Like, they haven't developed more in a month to share. Like, why did they not share as much, like the battling stuff at night? Like, they didn't talk about that at all in the Pokemon Day Presents.
Honestly, I have to go back and check like views, but I would assume the Direct is probably going to get millions of more views than maybe the Pokemon stuff, and so it's just a good opportunity for them to make sure they held something back and then shared it, something new, as well as getting it in front of. There's probably plenty of people that are seeing this game for the first time through this Direct, you know, I would assume. So,
yeah. But it looks more involved than Arceus did. So I'm a little more excited for it.
Looks like an evolved Arceus, right? Like I'm really, as soon as this scene happened where they threw the Pokeball and caught the Pokemon, I was like, oh, I want to play Pokemon right now. Cryptic's asking, do you guys like Rhythm Heaven games? I personally have never played one, but again, and he says they are well beloved, but I've never tried it. I'm in the same boat. I know that a lot of people love those games, but
yeah, same here.
And he said at least the chorus kids are always wanted in Smash. That'd be such a crazy character to play as, having to try to play in rhythm. It'd be wild. So, well, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We're just about at that 2-hour mark. This has been super fun. So, happy Nintendo Direct Day. Hope you guys have a good one. And of course, we're a week out, but we will be we'll be here live watching the Switch 2 Direct, which is going to be, I think it's going to be absolutely hype.
And fighting to get pre-orders.
And then then fighting to get pre-orders. I know you can go to GameStop and sign up in store. They'll like, and maybe you can do it on their website too, but you'll get emails and texts the moment pre-orders go up. So if you don't want to wait on like Wario 64, I know there's a number of accounts that are going to try to help people. Like if I see pre-orders, I'll tweet them out and stuff as well. But but I know GameStop has like a text and email thing happening right now if you want to be first. And I don't, honestly, it seems like Nintendo's going to do a good enough job to keep scalpers at bay this time around that, you know, we might find out next week that, oh, if you have a Nintendo Switch Online account, and then that's going to sell them more Nintendo Switch Online accounts because people
honestly, when they announced this news channel thing, I was like, oh, they're going to do pre-orders through this app. Like, and they still might.
They still could. Yeah, they still could. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much. And we will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.